Welcome to the FMI Lab. I'm Doug Baker, and today I'm joined by Bobby Watts, a founding advisor for Grocery Lab. Bobby, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Doug. Thanks for having me. It's been an honor to be a part of the project that you guys launched with Grocery Lab.
Well, we sure have appreciated your leadership. I always like to start these conversations out with a little bit of a get to know you type of question. So, in the Baker household, my wife is the online shopper and I'm in the in-store shopper. So what is it like in the Watts household? Who does the grocery shopping for you guys?
Well, you may know or may not know, Doug. I've been working in grocery retail for a little over 30 years, and a big portion of my career, about 17 years of that, was spent in retail operations. And so I've seen a lot of stores. And so nowadays I only go into a store if it's to do just a little bit of a check or just a walk and enjoy. And most of our grocery shopping is done online. So I guess the real answer is all of us in my family do that, because if grocery shopping is consisting of who's putting something on the list or in the cart, we all do that. And then my wife gets the honor of going to the store and picking up the pickup order and then bringing
Nice.
it to the house. But yeah.
So let's talk about AI and commerce at a high level. What is the impact, in your opinion, of AI on commerce in the food industry? And I know that is a really, really broad topic. So if you want to sort of focus in on the area where you have functional responsibility, please, or just feel free to go anywhere. It's a big one.
I think about this possibility of having real one-to-one connections with consumers in real time. Like if you think about personalized value, delivering connected communications, having creative that feels really like native to them, that's built for them, designed for them, and not just, here's creative based on the U.S. national average of whatever or whatever's trending. I think that's one way AI is going to play a really big role of making things just feel very uniquely personalized to every customer and shopper. And I think that's going to help us in this world of agentic commerce as well, because when I think of AI in that space, I think that's where the customer relationship is really going to be paramount and meaningful, because all of us as retailers can, put forth price and price value in that way by having a lower shelf price or a promoted price. But what's really going to be the differentiator for folks that stand above and beyond with consumers and even their agentic versions of themselves is how can you really convey value through other factors, attributes, trust, quality, on time, in stock, like all the things that we should be able to deliver to a consumer. Recently, we've had a supplier summit and had the opportunity to be in front of a large supplier community as well as our merchandising leadership team to talk about retail media as an example, Doug. And I can just tell you, just being able to translate things, because, in a media world, there's a lot of nomenclature that's not usable or even understood in the, retail merchandising world. And then vice versa. In the retail merchandising world, there's a lot of things that don't necessarily get used inside of a media world. And it's been super helpful to create buy-in inside of our organization within retail media specifically, just to be able to sit down with a chief merchant and their teams and translate why media is important to driving their business. And in this idea really of customer engagement reimagined, because long gone are the days where a customer got their print circular in their Sunday mailbox. They go into the store to shop, get a few coupons, and then check out and come back the next week and do it all over again. You've got so many digital touch points with a consumer that they're engaging daily, whether it's through their social media platform of choice, or if it's through open web, or if it's digital screens or things that they're driving past as they're driving to and fro work or shopping, and then also in the store when they're in the store with their personal devices. And so that's the new way to engage with consumers beyond just how do I drive traffic to my store with a print circular. I have to drive traffic to my store and to my app with all the other digital and physical capabilities that we have.
So, Bobby, at our first ever Grocery Lab event, attendees explored 7 distinct labs, and one was focused on omni-channel profitability. This is your bailiwick. This is where you live. Talk to us about where the industry is today and how collaborative events like Grocery Lab help the industry reach that next level that we know we got to get to. It's just how quickly can we get there?
Really, right now, that's the challenge all retailers have, is like, how can you turn e-commerce into a profitable business for you and then ultimately equally as profitable as your brick and mortar business. There have been a couple of us that have been able to turn our business retail or our e-commerce business profitable. And there's a number of ways to do that. I think whether it's through capabilities like retail media, or if it's folks getting creative with their loyalty programs or other areas of diversification inside of a retail business outside of just selling groceries to find other income streams to be able to help support the P&L. Those are things that all retailers are going to wrestle with. And some are going to be more successful at it than others. When I think about Grocery Lab and what it's really offered folks is it's really given folks like real, tangible, applicable things they can walk away with and go back into their retail businesses the next day and start applying some of the learnings that they had. Not your typical conference where you get folks are talking really high level about all these theoretical things. Like, no, it's like, this is tangible. I can actually go back into my business and apply this. Key strategies we have right now is like, how are we driving digital engagement? Like, we publicly talk about what's the digital relationship we have with our consumer base. And today, about a little over a third of our consumers are digitally engaged. We know we need much larger number of digitally engaged consumers. And that comes from having really compelling digital properties, but also the right value proposition inside of the digital properties that make it worth their time and effort to download the app and then give some sort of value benefit to use the app inside of the store if they're a traditional brick and mortar shopper. But then you also got to have really cutting edge, cool tools like AI assistants and things like that to allow shopping in the app to be fun and easier than just building a shopping list.
I sort of coined Grocery Lab as the now what event, right? We always talk about the what and the so what, but we don't really ever get to the now what. And that was a mission for FMI, and I know it was really sort of a focus for you all as the advisors of Grocery Lab. So it's great to hear that it's resonated, and looking forward to future years of Grocery Lab continuing to achieve that. So thank you so much for being with us, Bobby, and sharing your perspectives. Even more importantly, or as importantly, thank you again for your leadership and support. If you'd like to engage more on topics like these, like Bobby and I are having, please check out FMI communities and conferences and get into the discussion. You can find all of that stuff on fmi.org, and we welcome you to be a part of the conversation. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you being here.
Likewise, Doug. Thank you.